In this video, I want to talk with you about how to make a checkout form in Keap. So the first thing you have to do to make a checkout form, if you haven't already done it, is you need to put some products into Keap in order to be able to designate on the checkout form. So to do that, we're going to come to Sales and we're going to go to Products and Services and we're going to add a product. So we're just going to go ahead and add a test product and give it a test description and a test price of $99. I don't know why I'm stuck on the $99 thing, but I am. It's the second or third time I've used that in a video in the last couple of days. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Add. So now I have my test product all set up and I'm ready to go. Okay, now what I want to do is create my checkout form. So that is also under Sales. So I'm going to click there and I'm going to go to Checkout Forms. And this is where I start my checkout form. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add. And I'm going to go down to Checkout Form and add a checkout form. Okay, simple as pie here. First of all, I don't have my payment processor set up, so it's not going to let me finish this process because this is my fake account. But you guys, if you see this message, you need to go set up your payment processor. If not, then you're good to go. All right, we're going to add our product, our test product, and we're going to click on Next. This is going to give us the things that we need to format our form. Now, the credit card options are already on here, and those are required by any type of a payment processor. We're going to give this form a name. It's not a public name, so we're just going to call it Test Form. And we're going to do this as my whoops. I hate it when it does this. By the way, if it does this, the easiest thing for you to do is come up here, type it in here, go back and copy it, and paste it. Sometimes it does that where it doesn't like when you just type in the headline. Don't know what that's about. I suspect it has something to do with my internet because I haven't heard any of my clients complain about it. But the way I've gotten around it is I type it somewhere, copy it, and paste it in there, and life seems to be good. All right. And then I can add some fields here. Anything that I would like to collect. Personally, I want first name and last name to go along with this because the name on card may not be the person that's registering. Sometimes you use other people's cards, right? So I'm going to collect at least that. The email is already on here. I'm good with that. So we're just going to leave it as so. I could also maybe add a phone number. Generally, when people buy something from me, I want to have a phone number. And here is a thing where I can get them to go ahead and opt in for marketing messages. So I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that. I'm going to click on Next. I can choose to display the company logo or no. There are times I don't want to do this. I've embedded these forms on websites where the logo feels really redundant because it's kind of all over the site. Other times, if it's going to be a standalone form that I'm going to send out for a link on an email, I kind of like having the logo on there because then it's a form that is easily recognizable and brandable as mine, right? I can change the background color of the page. So let's just make that a pretty green color because that's the kind of the scheme of this particular thing. So we'll make it a nice mint color to go along with our logo. And then the button background color is down here. It looks a little boring as black. So let's go ahead and make it green. You can, of course, use a hexadecimal code. I'm just making it up as I go along here. And then you can change the text color. If you have a light button color, you're going to want a different text color than white. All right, when we're done here, we're going to go ahead and click on Next. Now, here is the point where you can add some basic automations to this. The easiest automation that you can add here is a tag. And if you're going to add this, like whatever they've purchased, into a series that kicks off, like let's say this is for an event and you are going to send them a receipt and instructions on where to go for that event, then you can go ahead and kick off a campaign for that with just the fact that the product was purchased. Okay. And that is a great way to do that because it means that even if you invoiced somebody for that product, whether they filled out a checkout form, or whether you invoiced for it, it'll kick off that campaign. If, however, that's not what you want to do and you just want to, send them an email afterward or tag them that they've purchased this, then you can go ahead and add an automatic follow-up here. When you add a follow-up, let's just go ahead and send an email to somebody. It's going to open this easy automation window, and to edit what is here, you just click on it and it's going to give you a basic email. In this case, it's a follow-up email, and it gives you a little link that says, make sure you update this link before you send it out. So it automatically adds some text in there for you. One thing that Keap is very good about, and that I try to be good about when I'm setting these things up for you, is to give you a good jumping off point so that you don't have to do all of the thinking from scratch. In other words, you have some base language that you can go in and alter. And I know that for a lot of you, that makes life a lot easier. So that's true here as well. All right. So our basic email is set up. We're going to pretend we edited that and put it in correctly. It's going to give us whether we want to send it right now or whether we want to delay it. If you wanted to add other steps to it, you most certainly could. I'm going to go ahead and publish it. The publish has to do with the automation, not with the form. So I'm going to go ahead and close that and click on next. Again, it's going to give me this error message, and it's not going to give me the link to the form because there's no way for the payment to process. You will see something here that has a link in it that you can grab and use to send this out through a button, use the link in an email, there's an embed code that you can put on your website. When you're all done, go ahead and click on save and exit, and your form will be here with the rest of your forms. The green lightning bolt means that it has a automation with it. If the form is live, which all these are draft because I don't have that payment processor set up, you can click on the link and copy the link, and then the three dots give you the ability to edit the form or to delete it if you no longer want to use it. Checkout forms are a super easy way for you to be able to collect money from people without having to go through an invoicing process. And it's a very, very handy way for you to be able to get like deposits. We've used it for that for retreats. I've also used it to sell a specific product that I only had a limited number of. So it's a really, really nice way for you to be able to add a way for people to buy something without necessarily having a storefront on your website or a digital storefront for them to go to. All right, that's it for checkout forms. They're really simple to use. Don't make it more complicated than it is. And if you want to attach them to a campaign, it's really easy to do so because there is a tool that will start a campaign based upon what product people purchase. So that's all there is to it.